Alright everybody, welcome to my first Kitchen Witch video. So I'm starting off today teaching you how to make a ginger turmeric syrup that you can put in drinks, you can make cocktails, you can do pretty much anything with this. So in the video right now you'll see me mincing up some ginger and adding it to a pot. And you can use the ginger skins, the peels, the entire nub of ginger. I think I used about a ½ pound for this so far. And you're going to just make sure it's really broken up into pieces. You can smash a little bit of it as well if you need to. And a small pot works just fine for this. And you want to start by taking the peels off like I am, like just really thinly sliced on the outside, getting them up into really nice chunks, but don't throw the peels out. The peels go right in with it. And then just chop it up into as thin of slices as you possibly can. You get to see my knife skills that I've earned over the last 10 years of my life. So all that into the pot, and now we've added water just to cover all the way to the top of it. You want a little bit of room in there, so add, I would say, we're going to start with 2 cups of water. Now we're going to turn it on, let it boil, simmer. This is gone already for about 25 minutes. And I'm stirring it at this point in the video. I want to stir it clockwise. This is the point where you can start putting your intention work into the syrup. You can start wishing for health, for revitalization, anything really positive that you want to put into this, because you're going to drink it. You're putting this into your body. I've added also a juice of an entire lemon. You don't need to worry about straining it at this point. After it has reduced down, we're going to strain it into a measuring cup, not back into the pot, not into anything else. If you have a glass measuring cup, it works perfectly. Steaming up the camera a little bit right there. Okay, so we have our juice. Look at the beautiful color in that. And then, so to make a simple syrup, you want equal parts sugar to equal parts liquid. So right now we have about 1 cup of liquid to 1 cup of sugar. And you're going to measure your sugar out back into that same pot that you used, just in case there's some residual ginger flavor still in that pan. It's going to cook back into the liquid that you're making right now. You can see I struggled a little bit. The hole was too small on the bag of sugar, so it took me a second. But you always want to put sugar in first. I always go wet into dry. Some people do it the opposite. This is just how I've done it. I've made a lot of bar syrups in my day. See me struggle to try to mix this. Okay, now we're going to pour the liquid into the sugar. And make sure that you have a whisk for this. You want to pour it in. Make sure you whisk it all up before you even add it to the heat. You want to make sure that you have the right ratio here. So if you have too much sugar, it won't dissolve all the way. So this takes you back to a middle school science class. The soluble versus unsoluble. If you have too much sugar, it's not going to dissolve all the way, and you're going to end up with too thick of a syrup that can almost burn and turn into caramel. But if you don't have enough, you're just going to have a liquidy syrup. So then we put it on the stove, and this is the point where I'm adding a turmeric. So I'm adding about a teaspoon of turmeric, and again, always stirring clockwise. This again is where I start putting my intention work in with the turmeric. And after it has reduced down for another probably 20 minutes, you're going to pour it into your jar that's sterilized or smoke cleansed. I prefer to smoke cleanse and then sterilize. And then our lids right here, we are going to create sigils for. So I guess my video is going faster than my talking, but so I'm going to write out for my health. I'm sorry, this is upside down for everybody. So you have your lid, and this is going to be what you're going to put in the inside of your lid. So I use the Saxon alphabet. This is all the letters with the repeatings crossed out, and each letter is written out with their corresponding Saxon alphabet letter. Now we're going to next take each word, because this is going to be way too big of a sigil, way too big of a monogram. So we're going to take each word and we're going to make it into its own monogram sigil. And at some point, you'll see me start to, I think I might be digging out around for a Sharpie at this point. And I'm so sorry this is upside down, guys, but I haven't quite figured out video editing yet. But, I mean, this is my second video. So you'll see the lettering there. The way I really start to write these out is making sure that you're tracing over the same letters when you're creating them. So don't just draw the next letter into it. You want to draw the letters over the existing lines that are already there. And then you'll end up getting a kind of a complicated looking monogram. And then that is what I charge into my sigils. After I created this piece of paper with the sigils on it, I took it and I burnt it into my cauldron to release the power from the sigils that I've created. So it's charged in that way, and then it's also, I smoke cleanse the lid with the sigils on it into the smoke. So it's kind of charging it that way. And really for me, sigils are a thing where I don't like to see them all the time. I prefer to charge them and keep them out of mind and or out of sight, so that way they can continue to do your work. And I'm so sorry once again, this is upside down, but I eventually will probably next be doing a sigil making tutorial, because I feel like the way I do them is a little bit different than most other people. There's no right way or wrong way, you know, everybody's practice is personal to themselves. Unless you're using like sigil making this for closed practices and stuff. Don't rip people off. Don't appropriate or bypass. Now is not the time. But this ginger syrup is going to be really great for us. I mean, it's got ginger, it's got turmeric, it's got lemon. Everything in there is immune boosting. And you've already charged into it your intentions. Kitchen witchery is very simple if you get down to knowing what foods are good for it, knowing what herbs to use, knowing directions, knowing correspondence, and then you just apply it all together. So this has been something I've been doing for a little bit with my life in the cooking world, is applying my knowledge of magic into my cooking every single day. So I really hope that you guys all enjoyed this recipe. At the end of this video, you're going to see me inscribe it in a second onto the top of the lid with a Sharpie, and then I let it dry. And just leave yourself space, because I didn't leave myself as much space as I should have in this part coming up. Like, I definitely crowded it a little bit, but hey, I did what I can. So if you like these kind of videos, if you want to see more kind of cooking tutorials from me, awesome, let me know in the comments. If you stumble upon my channel, please subscribe. Head over to my Instagram, follow me on Jupiter Rising over there. I do workshops on shadow work on Sundays, Tarot Tuesdays. Today I did my first Oracle Wednesday. And then I think I'm going to be having a flash sale as well on Friday. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope it's kind of a fun little task to do at home. We have nothing better to do right now. So thank you all for joining me and watching my creative process on something magical I wanted to share with all of you.